Good morning, students. We were reading the chapter A Ship on Fire at Sea. We read that the narrator and her co passengers were sailing in a yacht when suddenly they saw a big ship on fire in the sea. Now, few boats were lowered in the sea in order to see if there was any person on board the burning ship which needed to be rescued. So, let's read further to find out what happened next. A dead silence had succeeded now to the commotion in the vessel. Men were standing stock still, perhaps waiting for their orders, and my uncles were the only eyes that were not strained to follow the leaping and dazzling spires. Now, as everyone were looking at the burning ship, there was a dead silence. Dead silence here means a pin drop silence, and here again, as I told you yesterday, the author has emphasized on the graveness of the situation, on the horror of the situation. Like yesterday, we read that the author has described the moon as sickly, sickly and pale. So, it is why has the author used such words just to emphasize that how grave, how horrifying the situation is. So after there was a lot of commotion, commotion means confusion in the vessel. Vessel here refers to the yacht in which they were traveling. There was a lot of commotion, a lot of confusion in the yacht when they saw the burning ship. But after all that commotion, now there is a pin drop silence in the ship, and everybody is looking at the burning ship, and maybe the men in the ship, they are standing stock still. Stock still is a phrase which means motionless. So the men, they were standing motionless. Perhaps they were waiting for the orders from the head of the ship. Now, who is the head of the ship, the yacht here? It is the narrator's uncle. The only person which was not very amazed, or which were not very who was not very shocked, and who was not even straining himself by looking at the burning ship, was the narrator's uncle, the yacht's head. So let's read further now. Every passing moment we approached closer to the scene. Now the first waft of the smoke came in our faces. Now we could hear the crackling and rending, the creak and shiver, and the peculiar roaring noise made by a mastering fire. Now, with every passing moment, they here is the passengers in the yacht, they were going near the burning ship. First, they could feel the waft. Waft is a puff of smoke on their faces, and as they neared the ship, they could hear crackling and rending sound. Crackling and rending sound. Now, crackling means crackling sound of the fire, and rending means breaking apart. So when something burns, there is a sound which comes out of it. So that sound could be heard now, because they have neared the ship. They are going near the burning ship. Now there was some strange and peculiar means strange, some strange and peculiar noises of fire that was coming from the ship. I never saw anything like the horrible beauty of that red light. It added tenfold to the terror of the scene to see her coming on so majestically, dragging with her broken spars and great yards and sprawling sails. Now the narrator says that she had never seen something beautiful like the burning ship. Red light, red light here means the fire. It refers to the fire. The red light added more to the The fire, it added more to the fright, to the horror of the situation. The narrator says that though the ship was on fire, still one cannot deny that it was majestic, impressive. Majestic means impressive, and was still sailing with her. Her here refers to the ship, the burning ship. The ship was still sailing majestically with her broken spars. Spars here, spar means the strong pole on the ship with the broken spar. As we all know that there was a fire on the ship and most of the ship was destroyed, but still the ship was sailing in the sea with majestically with the broken spars, with the broken mast or the poles on the ship and the sprawling soil sails. Sprawling here means spreading about in a messy manner. The narrator says that the ship was sailing majestically with its broken spars, with the broken pole, and with the messy spreading. Messy spreading here means that as the ship was destroyed, most of the ship was falling apart now. So with that, as the ship is falling apart, still it is sailing, it's not stopping. Here, the narrator has emphasized on the beauty of the ship. She is narrating that though the ship is burning, but one can see it was still sailing with all its might. Let's read further. The moon went down, and in a few minutes the majestic ship supplied all the light to the dark sky and black water. So after some time the moon also sets, and now all the light in the sky was supplied by the burning ship. So that's all for today. Your homework is to read whatever I have read, that is from A Dead Silence to The Black Water. So you're going to read this and record an audio and submit the same in the class group between 12 to 12:30 p.m. Thank you.